Everybody, welcome in. Welcome in. We're gonna take just a couple minutes and let people get logged in. Typically takes a minute or two. Welcome on this beautiful Tuesday from wherever you're at. It's a little bit warmer here for me than maybe for some of you. And see some of our people logging in. Welcome, welcome. Wonderful. As people are logging in, just saying welcome on behalf of the Resource Exchange Committee and Aphasia Access. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. We'll give everybody a couple minutes. I do have a couple of announcements before we get started today. However, I would like to make sure we give people time to log in just these first couple minutes before we get started. Grab a drink or a snack or whatever you need. It's so good to see so many wonderful faces of so many friends. Hello, hello. Hi, everyone. All right. Well, while the rest of everyone's logging in, because I know we have such a great lineup for this afternoon, real quick, I just want to go over a few announcements. So just so you guys know, this month is June Aphasia Awareness Month. That's why we're hosting this particular Bragg and Steel, highlighting all of our wonderful friends with aphasia. In addition, Aphasia Access will be releasing not one, not two, but three podcast episodes this month to celebrate Aphasia Awareness Month. So all three episodes will be featuring someone who is living with aphasia. The first episode is going to be released today. It's called Beyond the Plateau, Mindfulness in Aphasia Recovery, a conversation with Lori Gray. So go ahead and download that when you're finished hanging out with us. Our next announcement is that, just so you know, all month long, Aphasia Access is celebrating LPAA stars. So our LPAA stars are everyday people that make aphasia care better. So you can recognize a teammate, a family member, speech pathologist, healthcare worker, whoever, who is helping make aphasia care better through digital stars from Aphasia Access. They'll receive a personalized note, and you'll help continue the mission of Aphasia Access to strengthen care everywhere. You can visit the website, you can visit Facebook or LinkedIn to get more information, how you can donate to that cause or recognize an LPAA star this month. Finally, we did send out a message. We are in the process of updating our resource exchange website for all of the different resources that you can use to run groups, to get better, all that good stuff. We're working on getting forms, Bragg and Steels from the past, things like that. But we also have a wonderful new link up called Share a Resource. So if you have something that you've made that you really love, that you want to share with other people in the organization, please go to the Resource Exchange website. We've sent out emails, but I'm sure we can send out more. And there is a Google form. You can upload and share your resource, and we can work on getting it published onto the website. That's it from me. With that being said, thank you so much. I'm going to let Miss Ann speak for a moment. She has a very special announcement, and then we'll get to all of the wonderful presenters today.
Thank you so much, Kayla, and thank you all for joining us today for this very, very special Bragg and Steel. So I apologize, I'm just getting my things situated. I am just wanted to take a few moments to pay tribute to Roberta Ellman, who passed away late last month. I won't be able to go on because we'd run out of time to talk about all of Roberta's incredible, incredible contributions to the field, her critical contributions to the life participation approach to aphasia, her landmark publications, so many things to say about Roberta Ellman, and many of us would not be here today without her. So I will close by letting Kayla read a quote that Roberta often shared in her presentations. So thank you, Kayla.
Of course. Um, by Margaret Mead. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. We thank Roberta Ellman so much for all of her work and all she's done in our field, and we will really miss her. Thank you, Anne.
Thank you.
You're welcome. With that being said, thank you so much, everyone, for being here. And I'm going to let Miranda, or sorry, yeah, I'm going to let you go, and we're going to do this. Perfect.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. And once again, thanks for being at our Bragg and Steel today. We have a great lineup of presenters. So first, I'll hand it over to Joni Scott, who is presenting from England. And she's going to talk about her 18-year-old daughter who suffered a stroke, but has had a positive journey to recovery. Joni, I'll hand it over to you.
So hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me. You can hear me. So it's about 7 o'clock in the evening here in England, and I live in the southwest of England, which is like the tail of the United Kingdom. So it's really nice to be here. Thank you for inviting me. So I'm Joni Scott. My daughter Sarah had a stroke when she was 18 and she was in school. She was just reading in an English class and had a stroke and had aphasia. It was a big shock. I'm sure you all know what kind of shock that is for a family. I had a stroke 2 years later, and we both have something called a PFO, which is a heart defect, which we didn't know we had until we had a stroke. Luckily, I don't have aphasia. I just have a slightly weak arm as a result of that. And we both had the defect closed by the same surgeon, which is pretty amazing. When Sarah came out of rehab, we decided to record some videos on YouTube, and not many people were doing it back then. It was quite rare, and a lot of the videos were from the 1950s, like a long, long time ago. And they went viral. We saw they had 100 hits, then 1,000, and then now it's into the millions, which is quite incredible, really. And they're used in a lot of schools and universities and by people training to be like doctors and nurses and speech pathologists. So we're really proud of that. Since then, we've done lots also to raise awareness for the Stroke Association and also lobbying Parliament in England to try and get communication recognised more widely, and especially aphasia, because so many people are affected by it. I didn't know anything about aphasia before our family was affected, so it was all new to us. And we wanted people to realise it can be such an invisible disability and condition. I was lucky enough to be the recipient of the Robin Tavistock Award in 2017, which I don't know if you've heard of it, but that was a real honour for me for the work that we do raising awareness for aphasia, and particularly carers who often get overlooked. So I was sort of representing carers. And now I do a lot of work with the Stroke Association. I do a lot of work for research. So I help to be a patient participant and help the Stroke Association decide who to give their money to help them do some research in aphasia, which is really interesting. And there's lots of research being done in the United Kingdom. And I'm also an online moderator for Aphasia Recovery Connection, which you've probably heard of. It's got one of the biggest Facebook groups for people affected by aphasia. And I'm a big friend of Carol Dow Richards, another mum whose family was affected by aphasia. So here's a video of Sarah 9 months after her stroke. At first in hospital, like many of you realise, she could only say yes and no, and she often got those very confused. But then she began to produce more words, and we thought we would produce this video to show Sarah that she was in fact improving. I apologise for the quality because it is quite an old video now.
You had a stroke last year.
Yeah.
What happened? Can you remember what happened?
School and English class.
Okay.
And I book and I read it aloud. But I can't because stroke. And so I send also it's the same as the same kind of thing as you know,
Pins and needles.
yeah,
like pins
the
and
thing, and also farmers, but
leg.
yeah.
And what happened after the stroke with your speech?
But I can't.
You have speech problems.
Yeah.
Do you know what that's called?
Yeah. Aphasia.
That was the first time that we'd heard her say aphasia, so yay. That was another milestone. So as you can see, Sarah's hairstyles changed quite a bit over the years, and we recorded a video every year since her stroke showing the progress. And some people have studied and analysed Sarah's speech, and she made the most progress between years 3 and 4. So it really shows that there's no plateau in stroke recovery or in aphasia recovery. So that's quite encouraging. We also formed a support group because I think the sort of support that you get from other people with aphasia is amazing, as well as all the professionals that you come into contact with. And Sarah felt very alone, very isolated, as though she was the only person with aphasia. So it was really good to grow that group. And we've been running it for 15 years now. Yeah, that's brilliant. And a lot of these people here are affected by aphasia. So we wanted to show that young people can be affected too. Sarah has been an ambassador for several charities. We've been on the television and we've been on the radio, we've been to Buckingham Palace, we've been to the House of Parliament. So it's given Sarah lots of opportunities that she never would have had. And it feels really good. I'm sure most of you know that if you can pay back and try and improve things for people with aphasia, it makes you feel so good. So lots of people ask us what helped Sarah over the years, because her speech has improved. Her reading and writing is still really tough, but speaking is pretty good now. So, but we did realise in the beginning that communication is a lot more than speech, and Sarah could shoot me a look sometimes if she wanted me to do something, which was really helpful. So sometimes words are not as important as you think. And I think we all use too many words. So sometimes gestures are good, and it works. So anything that works. Also having meaningful goals. And some speech pathologists were better than others at setting those goals. Some people had a bit of a, like one fit for everybody. But I think Sarah had some meaningful goals that really helped her. And also challenging yourself. She went out to Starbucks and ordered a coffee one day, and she was always asking for tea because it was so easy. And one day she ordered a coffee and she was so proud of herself. And that's really good. It can be very scary, but I think pushing yourself to do more is a really positive thing. And Sarah raised the money actually to go to intensive therapy in Florida. And that was 5 years after her stroke. And she made really meaningful progress there, which was brilliant. And she liked working with another person rather than, on a laptop or whatever. She liked working with somebody else. It doesn't suit everybody. Some people really like apps, but Sarah preferred working with the person. And also finding joy in your life is important, even if you can't speak at all. I think if you find something you love, and it might be something new like gardening or, Netflix, maybe not, but things like that, anything that you find that makes you smile is really good because you've been through a trauma. And a lot of people we know have had new hobbies, which is really nice, and new friends who know you now and not the way you were before. And as I said before, many people with aphasia really like helping other people and really like helping people who are newly affected by aphasia because it can be such a horrible time. And to give people hope and to see further down the road that life goes on is so good. So where is Sarah now? She's not here, I'm sorry, but I'll explain that in a minute. She still has difficulties with reading and writing, but luckily, like smartphones and things like that, technology can really help her. And she can speak in sentences now. So if you look at some of her later videos, her speech has come on quite well, but reading is still a challenge. But she learnt to drive after her stroke with support, and she found a job, and she wanted to have friends because her friends all went to college and she was left behind. So she's got new friends actually, and they're very, very good friends, and finding love, which she has done. And she got married last year and she's had a baby called Holly. She had a job in science, which she really wanted to work in. They've been very supportive. And she works in a lab producing cancer treatments, which is a really nice thing to do. So there's Sarah, Stuart, and Holly. Stuart is her husband, and Holly's the little baby. And there's some contact details for us if anybody wants to get in touch. Thank you. Thank you for listening.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, Joni, for sharing about Sarah and your family's journey and for all of the advocacy work and everything that you've done too for other people with stroke. So please pass on to Sarah as well, just
Thank
how
you.
amazing she is and what an inspiration. Thank you so much.
And Sarah's not here because she's putting the baby to bed, but I'm really looking forward to listening to everyone else's presentations. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. So our second presenter today is Leonard Katz, and Leonard will be talking about the use of AI, specifically how and why he uses ChatGPT.
Does everybody see this?
That looks good, Leonard. Yep.
They can. Okay, good. Okay, so my name is Leonard Katz. I had my stroke 5 years ago. And the big deal for me was when I had my stroke, aphasia, I wasn't able to read very much. And that was the big difficulty for me. And about a year after that, a little bit more, somebody told me about Chat GPT and how I can use it and use it in a way that gives me information for me that I wasn't able to use it by myself. So I actually learned how to use it, and I've been using it now a ton of times, pretty much all the time. And when I'm going to talk about why I use it, but I'm not going to go on to talking about how I use it. Hopefully, if you know how to use it, great. If you don't, you're going to have to go find out how to do that. I don't even have time to talk about that now. So here it is, basically. What is chat? Basically, it's artificial intelligence, AI, and it's devised on your computer that you're able to use it. You have to download it and then use it to sort of log in. And once you have that, you're able to use it yourself. And basically, whatever you get back is information And it's not human, but it seems like it is, but is devised by this computer that's able to do this and give you information. So actually, you're talking about it, but you're not talking about somebody giving it to you. It comes from this computer in some way or another. And basically, what it is for you is basically a smart assistant that you can use it in any way you want, anytime you want, and it's always there to help you. So, what can you use it for? And again, there's a ton of ways to use it. Here's a list that I started doing, using it for myself. And they're all listed here. And the first thing that I was using really was to be able to get stuff from the computer, which was too long for me to read. So I was able to download it using chat and make summarized long articles into shorter ones. Make them, if I wanted to, I could use sentences that were shorter, whatever way I could ask for me. And I was using that, uh, at the beginning for a couple of years actually. Unfortunately for me, I'm reading a lot better than I did before. I'm still using it for that, but I'm not using these shorter articles as much as I did in the past. So that was the first thing I use it for. And all these other things here are what you can use it for. You can ask questions about anything. And I'm going to show you an example of what I used it for. But you can ask anything that you want, and the information is there for you, whatever it is. Actually, it helped me read uh, some emails that I had to set the site up for something. So I wrote an article. It wasn't written that well. I asked it to help me, and I sent it, and it was good enough for it to work for whoever read it and said it was okay. So I was able to use that, and I don't use that much, but it's there for you if you wanted to do it for you. And then there's any kind of topics that you can read about. It's all for information that you want one way or another, and questions. And I mean, there's a million things that you can ask what you want to get information for. And of course, the other thing I generated was a lot of information, like lists. If I wanted to look a list about this and that, it would generate. You just asked it to generate a list of this, that, or the other. And I was using that. For example, if I had to go to the store and whatever, I used to use that as well. So these are examples, and I've used a ton of each of them. But here's an example of what I used it for, okay? So actually, a couple of for the last month, we've been reading this Bel Canto, this movie. Sorry, this book that I were reading, and I just finished it. And then I was told that somebody told me that there's also a movie about it, and I wanted to know whether the movie was as good as the book. So I asked this question: what is the difference between them? What is better than the other? So I asked this question, and in 2 seconds it generated this answer. It came to me and I downloaded it, so I have it here and I'm not going through it, but it shows you what the information you can get that you ask. And it talks about the book, it talks about how the movie was done. You can go through all this information, a lot of information. And and these were 2 pages, is really what all the information I needed. And at the bottom, you see at the end, they said that the movie is not as good as the novel. So because of that, I decided I'm not going to read this movie. But the information was for me to ask that question and give you the kind of answer. And this is just an example of what I asked. Very specifically what I asked it to do. All right, so that's one of the examples. And the other thing I just wanted to mention, so now I'm using chat for pretty much anything. I mean, sometimes hours a day, not every day, but I'm using it for it. And I decided, what could it generate? It's only for me that nobody have ever asked this kind of question and what kind of answer. So I asked it to write a poem using chat. And it's about me, what happened to me, where I grew up, playing hockey. I grew up in Canada, in Montreal, and I asked this very, very specific thing on chat, can it generate it for me? So I wrote this art, I asked this question. In 2 seconds, it came with the answer. That's what it generated for me. Just shows you it's unbelievable. They showed what this was, what they called it, what it was about. They generated this poem. What's in verse, and I'll go in a minute. I'll show you a little better. And it's about growing up, and it tells me about, at the bottom it says Parc La Fontaine. I grew up there. There was a street, Rachel. I remember that also. So it's able to generate this for you, for it specifically, which is pretty accurate. So it's almost scary for it to ask a question and to generate that for you. So here's an example. This is just the first 4 lines to show you how it generated it the way I asked it. And you can say the verse, you look the words at the end, blow and snow and flame and name and whatever. And it goes through exactly what you want it to do. So the thing is now you can ask it to ask anything that you wanted. It's kind of scary that they can do that. They can generate this for you. But that's an example of, what I wanted it to do. And so, I mean, it can be anything that you want to do it. So those are two of the examples that I'm using it for. There's a ton of other things that we could use it for as well. I don't have time to talk about any. But the other question, I guess we can do that at the end if you have time, is to ask this question. I'm curious for the guys that are here today. Are you using Chat GPT, and are you doing it differently from what I listed and what are the things that I'm doing? So that's curious for me to see what you're using it for if we have time. That takes me.
I love that, Leonard. Thank you for ending with the question even. That will be a great filler for our Q&A, but there's also actually some questions coming in through the chat that I'll save for the end too. So thank you for that.
And I only want to make comment. If anybody knows how to use it, if you're interested and you don't know how to help, you could send me an email if you're interested, and I can help you. But I can't do that here, so that's why we're not talking about that.
Thank you for that offer. Very
Okay,
nice.
it's okay.
Great.
Can
All right,
you
Leonard.
can you sign it off?
Yeah, just try clicking the X again in the corner and we'll see if that stops your screen share. Okay, we're good. All right, Amy, we will pass it over to you. So Amy's title of her presentation is The Swamp, a stroke survivor's perspective on navigating legal, medical, and financial decision-making with aphasia.
Thank you. Before my stroke, I was VP of Regulatory and Clinical Affairs at a major medical device company. In my both professional and personal life, I was the planner and organizer. I kept the schedules and managed the finances. Flashback, I say goodbye to my husband before heading to the neurosurgical annual meeting at the Broadmoor Hotel. Standing in my room at the Broadmoor, help, help, help. I tried to call my colleagues, who immediately realized I was having a stroke. I rushed to the hospital. I was in a coma. I was in such a state of fragility while Dave was buried under paperwork and decision making. All my energy was being spent on surviving. Meanwhile, my family was trying to wade through the swamp, the murky, tangled web of documentation and legal and financial decision making. The first thoughts are pure survival. Is she going to survive this? Then can she talk? Does she understand? Will she ever go back to work? What is SSDI? How do I file for guardianship? The list goes on and on. Managing schedules, finances, and medical care long after discharge. Biggest challenges. One, I was young and we didn't have any legal plans in writing in case something happened to me. Two, every health system is different. We were lucky enough to have support with SSDI filing and other financial guidance at the Shepherd Center in Atlanta. That is not available everywhere, and many are not as fortunate. Three, I had my stroke in Colorado, but I was living in California. This made everything difficult because of differences in state legislation. For example, Dave had to gain temporary guardianship to make medical decisions and sign off on paperwork during my medical stay in Colorado. How life after a brain injury be transformed.
Hey, Amy, sorry, my computer crashed, but I'm here. I heard you saying how life can transform after a brain injury.
Yep. How can life after a brain injury be transformed from the swamp to this? I wish every person and family living with aphasia was given a personal tour guide, someone to help navigate life with aphasia. Two, I would tell all the families to have some advance directive written down. We found this great tool called the knock box to help draft important documents and decisions. Insurance covered case management service to support management of care, paperwork, and scheduling long after discharge. There is too much for one person to manage alone. Our family found it necessary to employ a circle of trust. They delegated specific roles to each person, divided and conquer. We all stumbled through this damn thing. I am humbled by my family, Dave, my daughter Zoe, and son Zachary. My family, like so many others, had to carry the burden of legal and financial stressors while coping with the emotional roller coasters of trauma. Families going through a medical trauma should have more support. Thank you.
Amy, thank you so much. There were some really great resources in there. And I know Kate said, I'm sorry for our technical difficulties there. It looks like maybe Kate's computer had crashed right as she was sharing your slides. We do have a quick minute because your slides were had so much information on them too, and so many great pictures. Kate, was there anything in the beginning there that we would want to highlight again quickly before we move on to our next presenter?
Let me see, Amy.
We kind of had to come in here through the.
Yes, I'm
Oh.
so sorry. That was the worst timing on my part. My computer just froze, so I got
Yeah.
booted out of the meeting. But Amy did a beautiful job. Here's a shot of Amy prior to her stroke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she, I think, described right before I came on just the overwhelming
Yeah.
darkness.
All the
So, yeah.
questions, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. What is SDI? Yeah.
I think, Aim,
Yeah.
that's, I think, about where we
Yep.
jumped in.
Absolutely.
SSDI, Social Security, disability income.
Yeah.
Nice
Mm.
work.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. It's unusual saying. Yeah.
Amy, thank you so much for the information. I know we had a question come in. Hopefully we will be able to get around to it too, but wonderful presentation. Thank you so much for that. And you crushed it. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, so fourth in our lineup, we have Jonathan and James. They'll be talking about the NAA Ambassadors Program that aims to increase awareness of aphasia.
Yes.
Hey, Jonathan, do you want me to put the share on, or do you got the share?
I'll do it. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
I'm just going to share my screen. Okay. 1 second. Everyone see it?
Yes.
Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Jonathan Croyder, and today myself and James Jett will talk about the Ambassador Program that is under the National Aphasia Association. Myself, I have aphasia now for 10 years, and I received it when I was living in Bangkok, Thailand. And James has aphasia as well, and he received it when he was working for the Paralympics in Brazil. So it just shows that anyone worldwide can receive that disorder. Today, we will talk about a few different things, including the mission and the structure. Today, we will talk about the mission and the structure of the Ambassador Program, how to become an ambassador, the support and the resources that the NAA offers, and an invitation to get involved. Our mission is to build a group of people who work together to raise public awareness and understanding of aphasia through advocacy. The vital role is educating businesses, service organizations, civic organizations, faith-based groups, and the general public as well, providing information that's meaningful and understanding the nature and the challenges of aphasia. About the Ambassador Program, anyone who wants to raise awareness can become an ambassador. We were launched at the end of January this year, and we have received 114 applicants from 27 states in the United States, plus applicants from 6 other countries outside of the United States. Of the applicants, 52%, a little more than half, have aphasia. And 48% of them are friends, family, caregivers, and others. And 62% of the applicants have reported they have past experience doing advocacy for aphasia, which is great. The structure of the Ambassador Program is we are a volunteer program under the direction of the NAA Outreach Committee. The ambassador program is led by 14 coordinating council members and 2 advisors. The advisors are the liaisons to the executive director of the NAA. And we have 5 different committees, and each has a chair that's a coordinating council member. The 5 different committees and the roles are the membership committee, overseeing the applicant's process, the resource committee, creating educational and advocacy resources, the marketing committee, recruiting new ambassadors, the mentoring committee, assisting ambassadors in preparing for advocacy activities, and the outreach committee. Those are the connectors between the ambassador committees, the NAA itself, and the community. Okay, those are the 5 committees. And then how the NAA supports. We provide, oh, I'm sorry, I pressed the wrong button. I have to share it again, sorry. You see it?
Yes.
Yeah, Jonathan.
You see it now, yes? Okay, sorry. How the NAA supports. We provide certified PowerPoints, handouts, promotional items, and video links as well to the ambassadors that they can use for their efforts. The ambassadors are also introduced to the ambassador network through town hall meetings, messaging, and emails as well. And the ambassador efforts are highlighted in the Facebook NAA community hub that we have. Okay, so right now, James will talk about the resources, the examples of the resources that we have. Go ahead, please, James.
Thanks, Jonathan. And hello, everyone. I'm James Jett, and I'm one of the Aphasia ambassador person. Again, a lot of people want to ask, what is aphasia and where can you learn and stuff? So there's a cue card in the middle there and stuff, and that's at the aphasia.org, and you can get a cue card on it code. Also, if you look on the left, we got some nice top 10 tips about what is aphasia. And then if you don't know what that is, that's the Brooks Rehability that they did that for it. And so if you want to be one of the ambassador, you can, and you do the stuff, you'll be a certified aphasia ambassador, and you'll have your name on it and stuff. And again, that's one of the thing. Next slide, Jonathan. So as the ambassador, we're trying to spread the word, and there's a lot of things you can do. So if you look on the left, that's just a t-shirt and stuff. And so, get some different teachers that you want to talk about what is aphasia and aphasia awareness. Down the bottom to the left, that's the aphasia has a bracelet on it or whatever. Also in the middle is get the word out with aphasia, and that was in one of the convention for it. There's also, we've had different fairs you can go, and you can get some different thing and just spread the word. And you can get one of those magnet and all that. So next slide. And so how can you become involved? And so the biggest one we want to talk about is the aphasia ambassador. And if you look at the third one, it says donate for your time. And that means join for the aphasia committee. Also, they want you to support for the ambassador with the community challenges to process and program for it. The second one I want to talk about is the fifth one is tell people with aphasia in your network to become as the NAA aphasia ambassador. Because they may have some people who don't even know what aphasia is. And so you can tell the person and they will want to come over there. And that's about it.
Yes, so any more information, please join, see us on Facebook or also our website as well, aphasia.org/become an ambassador.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's a
Yes.
cue card on it.
Thank
And I think that's pretty much it.
I love it. Thank you both for sharing about that program. Really looking forward to seeing where it goes and how much it helps to spread the word. Fantastic job. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Last but not least, we have Bora, whose talk is titled What to Do. Bora, go ahead and share your screen, and we look forward to hearing what you have to say. That looks great. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Bora Keskin. I am a stroke survivor. I have aphasia. In October of 2016, at the age of 42, I was the director of the billion-dollar real estate company in Dubai. I was cycling at the gym when my world came crashing down. I have a massive stroke. I have 3 beautiful children, Diane, Poros, and Bodhi, and a wonderful life, Jamie. I knew I have to do whatever it takes to get my life back. What to do? This is my become a mantra throughout recovery. When I was frustrated, what to do? When I can't find the word to say, what to do? Something positive happens, what to do? It is my way of accepting and present moment, no matter what. I would like to share 10 things I learn what to do to support and enhance my journey of recovery. I hope it will be helpful for others who has aphasia. Number one, lean on family or friends. Help, ask for help when you need it. Let them help you. Remind yourself you are working in receiving help. Use your network for support. Number two, join a community in person or online. Aphasia Movement, Aphasia Recovery Connection, Aphasia Access, Toastmasters, Running Club, a Sailing Club, any hobby you enjoy. Number two, sleep as much as you can. Sleep is so important for your brain. Sleep 10 plus hours per night and nap whenever you can. Embrace therapy. Use all therapy resources available to you. Speech therapy, occupational therapy, life coach. Number 5, move your body. Walk or run, bike, swim, anything that your blood flowing. Eat well, of course. Spend time with nature. Hike in the woods, walk in the grass, sit outdoors. Connect with the world every day. Use your brain. If you don't use it, you will lose it. Email, message, text often with people. Read books, read out loud if you can. Use and learn new things. 8, utilize resources. Use application on the phone or a tablet. Listen to audiobooks or podcasts. Find brain games and exercise to do daily. Use workbooks. In number 9, relax. Find way to stay calm. Take a deep breath. Meditate. Practice mindfulness. Number 10, emotional self-care. Be patient with yourself, family, or friends. Stay optimistic. Perseverance, persistence, and patience are key. Have hope for the future. I focus on these 10 things in the year of my recovery. In 2022-3, I joined a run club. I have never run in my life, but after training with them, I ran a first half marathon 10 months later. Never estimates the power of friendship and community. Thanks to the support of the run club, family, and friends, I ran my first full marathon in Charlotte. 3 of Jamie's cousins joined me to running, and 20 other family members flew in to support us. It was an amazing experience. I am now racing my first triathlon next weekend. I believe a movement is a medicine. As survivors, if you can move our body, it will feed ourselves and heal our brains. My goal to support others through going through the same journey. I started Aphasia movement on Facebook to share our experiences and support one another. Now it now has over 1,000 members. I embrace my life today. The journey of recovery has been very difficult. There is still hard day, but I am blessed and so happy with the life we has built. I am grateful to be alive and truly have full for the future. I want to encourage and empower other survivors. There is a life after injury. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bora. That was such a great note to end on. Such a wonderful tips and such an uplifting message. And good luck in your first triathlon.
Thank you. Thank you.
Could we please take a second and just give a round of applause to all of our presenters? Very, very awesome. Thank you, everyone.
Woohoo! Great job!
All right. So we will take, we could go, we'll do about 5 or 10 minutes of questions. I know some things came in the chat, and I just want to make sure we can see if we get any of those answered. Leonard, one of the first ones came through for you and for Chat GPT. So sometimes, these things are free, but other times you have to pay. The version of Chat GPT that you use, how much does it cost?
Oh, you're muted, Laurent.
Oh yeah,
Leonard.
Leonard, you're muted. Do you see the microphone? There we go.
Hear me? Sorry. I'm not paying actually. It's 3.5 is what I'm using. And so I'm able to use it now. There's more. But anyway, for me, I'm not able, I don't have to pay for it, but I have to I have to line in, be a member. But I
Mhm.
didn't have to pay for it. Maybe they will, but for now I'm okay.
Great. Okay, perfect. So using Chat GPT 3.5 and it's free, even
For
for
free.
all the questions you ask it, it's still free. Awesome. And then someone was curious, Leonard, do you use your voice? Like, do you use speech to text?
No, I don't. I'm only reading pretty much everything.
Okay.
So I'm asking it to, yeah. Uh, yeah, but I guess you can use it. Uh, I don't know how to use that actually, so I'm not there yet,
Mhm.
but I'm fine. I'm at home and I'm able to do this. I have time, uh, and I want to read anyway. So
Yeah.
that's the
So you're
information.
almost using it as a way you're typing in your questions and everything, and then reading everything to you, reading the responses.
Correct. And my questions are a sentence, maybe two sentences, and it can generate. If I put too much in, makes it even harder for me to read it back. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah. And thank you for sharing your knowledge and helping to give other people ideas about how they might use it. I'm going to move on to someone else, and then we might even be able to end again, Leonard, and see if anyone else is using Chat GPT. So we'll come back to that. I know, Amy, I believe the tool you had mentioned was Knoxbox,
Yeah.
and someone had asked how to get it, and Kate put a link
Yes.
in the chat for Knoxbox. But
Yes.
what, can you talk a little bit more about that? What was that tool and why did you find it so helpful?
Helpful in Dave. It's helpful to get here's Dave.
Dave,
It's helpful to get things ducks in a row. Yeah, knockbox in it's helpful to get knockbox. Yeah.
Knock box stands for next of kin box. And it's an organizer with prompts for all of the specific documents that become very, very important in the event of a dramatic change in life, like stroke, death, stuff like that.
okay. So it's NOK, next of kin
Yes.
box. And so you found it as a helpful way to help just make sure you had all of everything checked off for what needed to be done and all of the sort of legal and financial things.
Yeah.
Is it a paper one or is it a virtual one, or can I have both version?
I don't think, Denise, I don't think there's a virtual one. It's like a little file. It's a little file cabinet with clearly labeled folders and really helpful instruction about what is important to have in there to be helpful to next of kin.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and thank you for covering such a realistic side of things that is not often
Realistic,
brought up, Amy.
important.
And important, exactly. Yeah, there's so much more that comes with having a stroke than the, the physical, the communication, the emotional things. There's a whole world of logistics outside of that. Thanks for covering that important topic.
Thank you.
For Jonathan and James, I was curious, how many ambassadors are in the NAA program so far?
So
Go ahead, James.
no, I was saying for right now, I know we have about 110, I think, that we had and things for the ambassadors right now.
Wow, 110. That's really great. And it seems like this is something that's only just going to keep growing.
Yes, it's just brand new. It's only open 4.5 months, so it's only the beginning. And like I said, we have applicants from 6 countries outside of the United States, including Europe, Africa, and Latin America as well. So it's international. So it's very, very good.
Yeah. And then Denise asked, how can you find out if there's an ambassador near you?
Yes, actually, I just put on the chat the website of the ambassador program, and James put the website for the Facebook hub as well. Basically, what you can do is you can go to the ambassador program website and send us an email there, pressing a button. I am in Miami. Do you have ambassadors here? Please let us know. And we respond to you, yes, we have 3. We'll be in touch with you to get your information and connect you to, and go from there.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right. I think we got all of the questions that were in the chat. If anyone wants to, you can unmute yourself and ask a question too. Or otherwise, I know we're just a little bit over time. So we have people saying thank you all so much for the valuable information. And just a lot of great comments came in throughout the presentations too. So hopefully make sure you get to scroll through and see all that.
Yes, yes. I just want to say thank you very much. It's always nice hearing the stories from different places, different areas, different stories, etc. And we're all connected between us, which is very good. We're all assisting all of us, and continuing to grow as always. So really, thank you for all of that, really. Thank you.
Well said, Jonathan. Denise had asked if this is recorded. That is a great thing to let you all know. Yes, we recorded the Bragg and Steel. Aphasia Access has a YouTube channel in which the Bragg and Steel will be posted. So you'll be able to access it later, share the link with other people too. And then come back in 2 weeks on June 24th. We will have another round of 5 presenters on our topic of presenters with aphasia and highlighting people with aphasia for Aphasia Awareness Month.
Yes.
Thank you so much, everyone, for being here today. Really, really great information and wonderful presentations. So enjoy the rest of your day, and thanks for being here.
Okay.